Anything can happen. He's trying to make it chaotic.
Definitely worked in the past. This time, though, they're going to come out of Pop Dog, and they will get 2 quick kills in there. Forrest, if he lands this headshot, that just might be it. But Shroud is left alive for the moment, and now he's looking to try and return the favor here. Another kill coming in from Shroud. Can't get the third. Still a 2-on-2, and the bomb is not down yet. Automatic going for the peek on top of the smoke, and he's going to get it as well. Forrest in a lot of trouble. He couldn't really refrag it. He was flashed, and now he's got a minute to try and play some mind games here. This is definitely a situation where you want someone like Forrest left.
Yeah, Stewie's in the perfect spot to deal with this, however. Not sure if he was close enough to hear the footsteps.
No.
But Forrest now going to be walking in. He's got the angle. He's looking for the shot. Does he pre-fire this when he comes around the corner? No. No idea. Doesn't look left. Sadly, sometimes that's what you got to do. You know, you got to listen to your mom when she tells you to look both ways before crossing the road or, you know, exiting the door. Look both ways to make sure Stewie isn't waiting on the other corner.
I was going to say, don't teach your kids that. Give them nightmares. 13-10, 24th round is coming up. Cloud9, there's got to be some Cloud9 fans in the audience out there. I feel like they're being a little bit quiet right now, but they shouldn't be. 8 rounds in a row for the second half, an absolutely miraculous occurrence. Skadoodle taking down Get Right as they try and rush the yard. NiP trying for the change of pace, but they've already lost 1 player. Now they need those refracts and need them quickly. Forrest's going to get the kill on nothing. At least we'll tie it up for the moment. Now a quick bomb plant would be in order. Stewie falling back a bit. Draken picking up Skadoodle, and now there is going to be a bomb plant. No one can stop it. 3 versus 4. This is NiP's chance to finally do something in the second half. He assists with a kill as well, and Forrest with a headshot, leaving Shroud in a 1-on-3.
Whoa, how did that get so sloppy? Manages to actually do a little bit of damage to Draken, so he has the info here. Waiting to see if the peek is going to come through, but there is absolutely no reason, especially if Draken has got that angle, but he's looking towards A main. He's not holding the E-box line, and that kid cost him. Shroud nearly finds the kill on Forrest as well. Trying to bait a response, but he's running so low on time. There's the first shot. There's the second. Does he have time to make it? He does. More than enough. He has the kit, and there's the triple kill clutch.
Absolutely nuts clutch from Shroud. I mean, I can't even believe it. This is some next level stuff, especially because he switches the angle to get the kill on Forrest first. That is just completely mad.
When was the last time you saw Shroud grinning like that, Anders? That is, well, I mean, probably when they qualified for the major. Fair enough, Anders. I answered my own question. But sick plays from Shroud. That's what you expect from Stewie or Automatic. I love it.
Fragging as well with 21 kills. This is a bit of a nightmare for NiP right now, but the Canadian player definitely showing up here today, not willing to go out against NiP, and now the Swedes are in trouble. Stewie getting a headshot quick off the bat. He will go down, but Automatic in charge of 2 kills. And falling back, he doesn't realize Get Right is that far up. Tapping away Get Right, he getting a headshot regardless on Shroud. That was pretty impressive. Will it have been enough here for Forrest to close out this round? He's got to face the AWP at some point. A lot of corpses in the way as well. We'll see how this can turn out. He's already made some noise. He's going to make the jump down, and Skadoodle not going to miss the shot this time. 15-10, map point for Cloud9.
We found them. They're there. A couple of them with the jerseys. If you made the flight over from the States, you are my hero. So sick. You got to love ESL 1 Cologne. That's what it's all about. The fact that we're smack in the middle of Europe, but also it's so easy to get here. You have fans traveling from around the world to be at this event. It truly is one of the premier events in esports.
In case you are paying attention at home, so far NiP have won no rounds on the T side. It's been 10 straight rounds for Cloud9. Whoa. From 10-5 to 15-5.
Whoa. Getting just a little out of hand here. Do they get a flawless CT half?
This is some SK level stuff where you just lock down the CT side and no one can do anything. Honestly, incredibly impressive right now. Let's see what NiP can do. They are fighting for overtime right now. They need to win 5 rounds in a row. That just doesn't seem very likely.
Where is it, though? Where is it? Because look, Cloud9, they're just shifting as the nades get used. They're shifting, adjusting the distance to make sure that they can't just get rushed down too free. Flashes in, Get Right completely blind, blocking his teammate. That ends up costing him nearly the double spray again for Shroud. Instead, it's the 1-for-1, but nothing is still alive. Force might be able to end that. No, nothing wins that duel too. How is this happening? Automatic with a kill of his own. Rez and Dragon, the 2 youngsters, are the last 2 alive, and they bring it back to a 1v2.
Still so much trouble here. Rez He's got 30 seconds to find the bomb and 2 kills as well. And now he's trapped in between them, literally sandwiched between the 2 Cloud9 players. They just play positionally so well. And there's the shot coming in, nothing, finding the last one. 16-10 in favor of Cloud9 here for the first map in the quarterfinals. What a CT half. NiP, absolutely no answers to come up with. That is incredibly well played.
Yeah, what a stellar performance from Cloud9 on the CT side. But this really just has to give you hope if you're an NiP fan. Look at this. They played very well on CT, and on T side, the thought was there. They just couldn't quite get it together and win those clutches. And so when it comes down to it, I think this NiP, they're looking very good to me, Anders.
I'm very impressed. 11 rounds in a row for the Cloud9 team to win the match. I mean, at that point, what can you say? Like that you just have to always count them in, I suppose.
It's monstrous.
So well played. Obviously, map 2 is going to be coming up. That will be on cash, so we're definitely not done yet. But this was just one hell of a game.
Well, fancy seeing you here. No, fantastic. I'm
sure we got the audio yet for Alex.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and bring Alex in. He's standing here and he's talking to us, but you know what? We're going to get him in here anyway. Alex, I like the choice of jacket today, man. The suede, it feels so soft. It's almost as silky as your voice.
Considering how much I paid for it, it's probably not suede. But it feels nice, I'll give you that one. So it's happening. What's happening? Twitter has just blown up. Reddit is likely about to blow up.
Okay.
Shroud is playing against Inform, Get Right and Forest, and these winning clutches. I mean, what's happening? Cloud9 have just taken their map pick versus Inform NiP. You having an adventure in the casting kit desk?
Oh, I'm loving it, man. This is great. I love to see a revitalized Cloud9.
Right.
On both of these teams. I mean, this was a classic back in 2014, right, where these teams were just clashing all the time, and it was true mind games. But right now, we're seeing the old guard rejuvenated. All of a sudden, guys you don't expect to pull clutches off are doing it left and right. Ska, Shroud, you name them. They're beasts. It's great. They're back.
And no one can complain, right? How many times have you sat here on a casting desk, an analyst desk, and you found ourselves doing the same? Well, Shroud, it'd be great to Shroud step up. We won 2015 Skadoodle back. Oh, it'd be great to see Forest in his retro form. We're getting everything we asked for at one point.
Yeah, or even just watching Cloud9 get close and then sort of fumble at the end. This time there was nothing shaky in their play. Just followed through 11 rounds in a row. That's just phenomenal. North
American Counter-Strike. Now, for anyone that's unfamiliar, this will be my last question, of course, to you boys. But NACS, you, as everyone else, is guilty of it in the past. NACS was a joke, right? We used to make jokes about it. The NACS CS meme.
Deservedly so, though.
Right, and this has been this is a gradual incline to the point now where Cloud9 are. it's only the first map. All right, I'll leave the memesters to it. I'm gonna head over to the desk, boys. We'll be back for that map too. Hopefully a third as well. And that leaves us with our analyst panel. Now, fortunately, I can pick the brains of none other than an ex-ninja. And of course, actually, Janko does ninja activities in his spare time as well.
Yeah, I'm on a ninja diet, Alex.
You are? You're looking trim.
One?
What's the ninja diet?
You eat so that no one sees you.
Oh my God. That's the play. So he goes into dark rooms and has a little Dorito once in a while. Anyway, ninja diets and ninjas performing in Counter-Strike aside, we're going to have to dig deep into this one. Cloud9 win their map pick in a best-of-3 versus an Inform Ninjas in Pajamas. And it is an Inform Ninjas in Pajamas, right, Adam? You're watching them play. The individuals are stepping up that you requested.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Forest, this event has been performing very well. The first half, both Forest and we also saw Get Right just stepping it up. Just NiP on the first half just had a very good play, and I think that NiP should be in form. One thing that I am worried about is their T-halves, though, because when I watched their T-halves on cache, they've been playing 3 caches so far. This is the first time to play another map. It's just when they don't get picks, what's going to happen then, right? Because they didn't get any entries. They didn't get the picks that they did on cache. And on the T-side train now for NiP, nothing worked for them.
Nothing worked for them. I mean, this was a question that you raised as well, Janko, is that, you know, what happens when the strategy of just loosen easy doesn't work out?
I mean, that's the thing. You know, on cache we said maybe it was working for them, so why try anything else? But I think on train we could see that they did fall a little bit flat on that T side. It seemed like they didn't have that many ideas. It was mostly like the same default style, you know, spread around the map, try to get a pick, go towards Ivy. But even when they were trying to take control of it, it wasn't as methodical, right? It wasn't like a smoke to the right side, Molotov to the left side, walk up, pop flash, go out. You know, it was mostly trying to find a kill early on. And when they did switch to an execute, again, it wasn't like a super strategic execute. It was like the basic stuff, where it's the wall of smokes or just throwing a smoke or two and trying to sneak a player out team mid. So that, in addition to, of course, Shroud having 2 monster 1v2s at like really important moments in the game, really like led to just Cloud9 having a perfect half.
Absolutely, it was. You got to see, of course, a little glimpse of NiP winning, eco round in that first half. You got to see that. It's not like there wasn't some positives for either side. Just in the war of attrition, we got to see Cloud9 win it. This is the clutch you're talking about, right?
Yeah, there's one of them. Both of them were actually like, really sick. I was sitting and screaming in the green room. I was like, wow.
Right. No, what's really fun is because we have a slight delay. I was talking to someone. I turn around. You're just screaming, and then we get to turn around and watch it unfold in front of us. You know it's going to happen, but you can't work out how.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 clutches from Shroud, that is also like a bit demoralizing to NiP because, that is rounds that they should have won, where they have a 3-on-1 or a 2-on-1. That's rounds where you should win if you play it correctly, right? But then Shroud just plays, I think that the first clutch where Forrest was on the bomb train and Get Right was out yard, I think Forrest, he did miss a few shots there, so, I mean, he's probably going to be a bit angry to himself that he didn't close that one out. But it's also, I mean, just not getting any round, not feeling that anything is working your T side, it's going to be tough for NiP. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see the approach that they're going to take to the next map now, because the pick and play on train did not work at all.
And that's the question, because it's another Clash on Cash. This could be the 4th time we see the Ninjas out of 5 maps they've played, and it's going to be Cash again. This time is to take us into a 3rd, and we're going to be talking all about that with these same pretty faces after a short break. You guys go grab yourself something if you're in the arena, and if you're at home, get yourself a cup of tea. I'm getting assaulted by flies. And we're back after the break to talk about Cash.
The Pay Safeguard.
Gambit, G2, and of course the Ninjas in Pajamas have all beaten Cloud9 on Cash, and now this is where their chances for a 2-0 stand. The North Americans have been fantastic so far in the tournament, surprising us every step of the way, not only getting to the playoffs in a convincing fashion at times, but also the first map, their choice, Train, goes their way as well. I'm joined by ex-Ninja and of course the current Ninja of Serbia, YNK and Freiburg. And I think, gentlemen, we have to start by saying, surely this is a third map, Yenko. Surely. Everything is pointing towards it. The Ninjas are undefeated in this event on this map, played it entirely for the group stages. Cloud9 haven't won it offline in a while. Surely.
I hate that word so much.
I know, that's why I'm just repeating it
100 times. Yeah, I mean, things point to it, but, you know, as we were talking about it in the pre-game, the fact that they played Cash 3 times means that, you know, you go and look back to those games, especially Cloud9 who actually played and lost to them on the same map. You can draw a couple of conclusions from it, you can take a couple of lessons from it, adjust your game a little bit, and probably come out on top. The thing is, like we were questioning, okay, probably they have some strategies as well. They were playing super loose on the T side, but we didn't see any of it at Train. So there is a possibility that NiP doesn't have any like special strategies or tactics on Cash, and if that's the case and their initial playstyle doesn't work, Cloud9 might be in the semis with a 2-0 win.
And the question I have to, of course, ask you is, when you were in that team, of course, not too long ago, not hard to remember, Cash, where was it in the terms of the players and how they feel on the map? Was that up there in kind of the very top, even when the threat success kind of wore off?
Yeah, I mean, Cash is always one of those maps where you don't really have to be too strat heavy. It's more of a forgiving map for being a less tactical team, because it's a map that you play a lot when you play all the pickup games, all the mixes and stuff like that. So everyone knows how to play Cash. You can just play pretty simple game style on Cash. You could just do basic smokes, basic flashbangs, which everyone should know at this point. So it more comes down to like how well you play as a team and how the communication and everything is going. But I'm not too convinced of NiP's T side on Cash at this point, because they tried to pick and play on Train. It didn't work out. If I were in Cloud9 shoes, I'd look at the demo against NiP and I saw, okay, they went for a lot of picks. I would like to see even maybe Stewie picking up the up this game, and they will go double up on CT side just to shut down NiP when they try to go for picks.
I mean, you started answering the question I was going to ask you, actually. It was just simply, you know, what do Cloud9 do to beat NiP? And your simple answer is double ops, don't let them pick.
Just have one AWPer, just watching Boost. Yeah, just watching Boost the entire game just to kill Forest.
That's pretty good. I like it. I mean, he is absolutely on fire. A forest fire, some would describe it as, and it's spreading fast across Cologne. Now, Yanko, on the other side of things, we'll bring up the odds. Cloud9 finishing in 2, you've already started to give them some degree of an edge, and look what the odds are saying. Cloud9 hold the edge into Cash.
I mean, we were mentioning threat a lot. I think it's only fair we mentioned Valence as well, the coach of Cloud9, and he has also helped them improve, helped them prepare for games and so forth, trying to become a more tactical team. And, you know, he has a lot of material to work with when it comes to NiP on Cash. So I would expect Cloud9 to adjust. You look towards that game that NiP had against Mousesports as well. You could see how Oscar had a great game on the CT side of things with the op. So that's like what Adam mentioned, having maybe that double op setup, being a bit more aggressive so that you try and pick NiP apart before they get into that final phase.
Yeah, get into that final form as well. These guys are looking, some would say, resurrected with this new man in their roster. But to get to a third, to get to the semi-finals, Cash has to be another victory. I've got a smirk from Semler. That means he knows what's coming. He gets to cast this one. Will it really be a 2-0 North American team in the semi-finals? Or we get a third treat, delight of Counter-Strike?
I always love listening to Alex, ply his craft, do his thing. Always little word games. Resurrected. Oh, you. Yeah. Good stuff, Anders. Good stuff. You hyped for the second map, man? Clash. This can be a real bloodbath.
Yes, it absolutely can, and I'm very excited. I think this could be an interesting game. Cloud9 have already shown us that they could make it through Train, which was NiP's map pick. Now we're going to be on Cloud9's home turf, so I hope you guys are ready as well. It will be live just about now, so welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's Cloud9 versus NiP, map 2 of the second quarterfinal. Still so much on the line. If Cloud9 can make the semifinals, what an achievement that would be. And NiP, newly reformed and with new members, it's going to be interesting to see what they could do. We've got the double boost. Is it going to be 3 men boosted? Wow, that's a lot. That's one more than 2.
Yeah, maths. It's hard. Well, I mean, we'll see how many bullets they can throw out as well. They've got Glocks, plenty of them in the mags. And look at the shots already. Stewie, automatic finding the headshot. It's a stack on short for Cloud9, and they need to make this work. But Forrest again shows up to do the damage, to do the work. 2 headshots for him gives NiP the man advantage.
Let's see what Shroud can do on this bomb site. He was mechanical in that first map. Well, he's got the USP. Hasn't reloaded yet. 6 bullets still. And looking for more shots. That was a good time for a reload. The 3-on-3 is in effect here, and no bomb plant has happened yet. In fact, NiP are going to decide to go back, leaving Forrest there to be the ears in checkered. He can hear them. At least he could hear Skadoodle falling back, so he's got some information. Shroud spotting it out. Forrest winning the fight. That's the 3rd kill of the round for him. And now 2 versus 3, and Cloud9 there in the dark. They don't know what's happening any longer.
Yeah, this is a bit of a loss in Forrest. Again, he peeks into CT, gets a little bit more information, sees where Skadoodle is coming from, and so that can make all the difference. Exist catches nothing, and now it's pretty much in the bag here for NiP. This should be an impossible situation for them to lose. They've got the last man sandwiched in, and Exist is going to be watching short. So even if Ska just hauls and doesn't stop running, Exist will be ready for him. And sure enough, kill the man. There we go. Looked a little dicey there for a second.
Just for a minute, but in the end, everything works out just fine. 1-0 for NiP, and largely due to Forrest. And let's be real for a minute. If you're Stewie and you see those people running in middle as you boost above that box, you should try and fall back, right? He called in reinforcements, but that close fight, Glock versus USP, that's just no fun at all.
Exactly. That's where you get those kinds of one-shot headshots. That's where the Glock is lethal. 20 bullets, you just spray. But of course, Forrest, he doesn't need to do that. He's too good. He's too damn good. So, a very strong start here for NiP. They win the pistol, and we should expect to see them collect the 2nd round as well and cruise to a nice 3-0 lead here. If everything goes according to plan, of course. Nothing. Taking a little bit of damage to start. That's not fun.
I do like the fact that he's moving out on B, though. I think in a round like this, it's worth doing. They have invested almost everything into this round. It's only Skadoodle that's obviously going to be saving for the AWP later. But yeah, I like it from Stewie as well in A main. Take some risks, just don't do the default spread. I think this is a good idea for Cloud9. Especially this crossfire, that's going to be interesting if they go this way.
Yeah, I almost want to see Skadoodle peel off and go towards B with this kind of setup on A main. Because if you manage to kill even one person, that bomb is sitting at A main right now. I mean, Cloud9 throw everything into disarray, and then you can get that rotation coming over, but they will stay with the 3 on A here, Cloud9. They're just hoping that this is where NiP is going to wind up, and with 45 seconds, it's definitely looking likely. Forrest leading the way with the bomb. Stewie, yes, there's one headshot, and there's another! Drops the bomb, and it works perfectly for Cloud9.
What a disaster. Now we're down to 33 seconds. Smokers up in main as well. NiP, what are they going to do? Automatic trying to play around it. Shroud in the middle, doing a little bit of damage, and even more than that, buying time. It is still a 3-on-3, but NiP have to fight their way back, pick up that bomb, and get it down in the next 20 seconds. Another smoke being deployed in main. Automatic, making life hell for NiP right now, and they know they have to push through. That lasts about 16 seconds, so there's no time to wait. Automatic picking up the AK now. Rez trying to see if he could find his way in. He goes down immediately. And now Get Right and Drake in 3 seconds. The round is over. Cloud9, what a way to come back into it. What a great crossfire.
Oh, and it's even worse for Drake, and he doesn't even survive the round. No bonus money, but Stewie couldn't have worked out better. He didn't even need his teammate. Just like, actually, bro, hold on. Let me get this done real quick, and then you can step in. 3-0-1 for Stewie. A massive round for him, and one of the few eco round wins that we've seen here so far over the past couple of weeks. Fantastic work for Cloud9, and that's really going to destabilize NiP, put a lot of pressure here on the Swedes. After a bit of a rough and tumble second half there on train for NiP, they don't exactly have the confidence. So picking up that pistol, you know that would have been that endorphin rush, that adrenaline rush. Like, yes, okay, cool, we can do this, guys. Stewie's just like, I don't think so.
That pincer movement from NiP leading 2 people up the highway and then a couple of more coming in from main is a really powerful one if Cloud9 are holding far back on the bomb side, because then they have too many angles to cover, and that's what NiP were probably thinking. But when that doesn't come through, well, just bad luck all around. AK in the hands of Get Right here, and he will do some damage to nothing at least. He's still got a minute to find a kill. I mean, yeah, let him sneak around and look for an opening. That's certainly a good idea.
Nothing with some misdirection, but he will be able to get out intact. 4 nades left here for Cloud9. 2 flashes, 2 incendiaries. This is going to be a B hit, but there are currently 3 players stacked up for Cloud9 right now. Stewie has read the situation perfectly. Nothing. Darts into the smoke, trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, he runs right into the waiting arms of Exist. Skadoodle still alive at headshot, however, and this is all going to be on Get Right with this AK. He has to get something out of it, and sure enough, he will deliver another kill as well. 2 kills for NiP, and they've got access to the site.
Automatic and Stewie, how do you come back from a round like this? They are low on health, and that's one way to do it. Automatic hitting headshot, the 3rd kill as well, and Stewie picking up res. They turn it around, 2 versus 4, and then snap of the fingers, and they win it.
You got to take a deep breath. That's a bit of a clench moment right there. Unbelievable. That's how you do it, Anders. You're like, how do they come back? By showing no respect, by knowing that you're the best on the server.
The fact that he hits the headshot on that last spray is just so good, isn't it? 2-1. And moving into the 4th round, NiP now with no money, and you have to imagine their hopes are very low. They wanted to be 3-0 at this point in the game. They wanted to have the money, and instead, even that round, when they had every chance to win it, it wasn't enough.
Shattering. Now, there's a little bit of pressure on Cloud9 here. This is a chance for them to really set that economy in stone for themselves. Hard eco from NiP means that Cloud9 now have everything to get a perfect anti-eco. If they can keep 4 players alive here in this round, not make it too sloppy, they're going to be sitting pretty for the 5th round coming up. And Ska at the start finds the headshot, and they're getting kills with UMPs as well. Perfect.
No issue at all here. Bit of a cleanup towards the end, only using Stewie, that's just fine.
Saving his AK as well. Doesn't get much better than that.
3-0, favoring Cloud9. This is their map pick. And with this kind of a beginning, you have to worry for NiP about what the end looks like. They do have AKs, that's good. They're lacking a lot of Molotovs. There's so many spots on this map. Think about the sandbox backs in the middle. Think about the NBK position over at A. If you want to execute on B, there's so many positions. You need to Molotov out. Otherwise, Cloud9 have so much real estate to work with when it comes to defense. So that really worries me for NiP.
Ooh, they're going to boost into vents to back up automatic. This is a sexy trap being set here by Cloud9 in mid. If they eventually decide to go for it. Shot in, and now nothing is in mid. They've got the 3-man setup here, Cloud9, because Skadoodle is holding on short as well. No AWP in Skadoodle's hands, but we've seen that he's become quite lethal with those M4s. And so here it is. NiP are just going to play off of Forest. They need him to find a kill, to destabilize the defense. A lot of pressure here on the Swede.
Do you really want to fight Forest on that boost box? It seems like not, because they put in a Molotov instead. Automatic, going to throw that grenade right into Exist's chest. That's just a bit brutal, really. 50 seconds still on the clock. NiP, you need to turn this first half around really quickly. You need the momentum, you need the willpower, and need an opening kill as well. Exist dancing around the issue here. Forest is still up on the boost. There's the first fight. Automatic trying to readjust. He actually knew that was coming. You could see his aim with the X-ray there. Very interesting. Exist still goes down, and it's still a 4-on-4 with a health advantage for Cloud9.
Yeah, but a quick rotation back onto the A site. They at least have 1 man holding solid. Skadoodle needs to win this duel, and he will fail. Get Right with a beautiful spray. Now it's on Stewie. NBK corner, do they line up for him, or do they go one at a time? They line up, but he's not going to get both kills. Instead, it's nothing taking a bullet to the face. Get Right with a huge round here. Tap, tap, tapping away, but it's not going to be good enough. And Shroud, he's in a 1v2, but both Forest and Rez have hardly any HP to speak of. A single bullet will do it.
Oh, he's not checking the box. Forest is there. Shroud has got no idea. It's just a matter of timing now. He's past him. Forest is going to be walking out to get the kill. That was about to be a very big giveaway for Get Right. That could have gone horribly wrong, even in a 1v3. Great job, though. And just to point out the sort of karma of the situation, the fact that Stewie ends up in that corner and they don't have any grenades to check it with. That could have lost them the round right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where you call it, right? The NBK corner. You want that Molotov. You want that Molotov for quad boxes as well.
Yeah.
Just clear out that half of the A site so that you just need to focus on the container itself. Forklift, etc. And so NiP, they breathe a sigh of relief. It doesn't spin completely out of control. Instead, they force Cloud9 to completely use their banks. Stewie going for the aggression. Decides, you know what, I'm going to go and find the pick. Dry. No flashes, no nothing to set it up. And he wins the duel.
I swear he was even drawing his weapon as he went for that peek. That seems so ridiculous. Like, I'd actually like to see that kill from his point of view just for that reason. Draken certainly had the angle and he was well ready for it, and Stewie just didn't care that much. It is looking like a crunch onto the A-bomb site. I'll see if they can manage to get their way in. Rez opening up, taking down. Nothing is certainly a big start. And anticipating a peek for Automatic, hoping that maybe you get that kill as well. But in a 4-on-4 line, NiP have got a very good chance of getting this A-bomb site.
Yeah, now they have the Molotovs as well for this execute. Sure enough, you see them going down all over the place. Rez just runs right through one. No fear from him. But an even situation, 4v4, and Automatic is going to give his team the man advantage in this holds. Gets a second one as well. Leaves Get Right to do the work, and he's going to find the headshot on Stewie. Shroud and Ska, the last two alive now for Cloud9, and the bomb has not been planted yet. Just now going for the default plant here on Forest.
That means Get Right can't just run back into main. He should try and stick around, because if you go into main, he actually looks like he wants to. That's very dangerous with the bomb being down on that side. Or is he just going to go into the corner instead? Shroud is coming in from main on one side. That smoke is keeping Get Right alive for another couple of seconds, but when it evaporates, Shroud is going to be in the position. Oh, he jumps, he makes the noise. Get Right knows. Can he actually pick up the frag? He's got the AK versus the FAMAS, and Shroud run and gun take. Down all on Forest. He's going to get the one headshot, turning around, and Skadoodle is there for the clutch in the end. And it will be a defuse here. He doesn't have a kit actually, but
yeah, this isn't happening, Anders.
I think he just might have the time for it.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Are you kidding me? What? That's unbelievable. Talk about a lucky break.
Last couple of seconds there. Very scary indeed. Yeah, look at this. He draws the weapons as he peaks. You're supposed to lose that 100% of the time. I thought I saw that. That's so stupid. 7th round is coming up. We've got UMPs, 1 AK, 1 Tech9 on their NiP. I mean, they are getting really close. But Cloud9 just won't break.
No, they refuse to bend. Nice H-cheat. Well, not quite. They still managed to damage the majority of the damage there. To dodge, rather. NiP, though, this is going to be a quick change of pace. Straight out onto A. Stewie is ready for him, though. Nearly sprays down 2. Forrest just barely survives. But there is still a presence here. 2 players, soon to be 3 for Cloud9 on the A site. And it's just a carnage, an all-out battle.
Draken, with the AK in hand, still hasn't made an impact in this round. The bomb is not planted yet. And oh, what a shot from Skadoodle, taking down Get Right. Looking for more, but Draken standing his ground. Just not even wavering. It's still a 2-on-2. The bomb has just been planted. There's plenty of time here, and the grenades for Cloud9, they might just do it. If that one had gone a bit further, could have completely killed Draken and Exist. Now they actually have to go and fight them. This could get a bit weird.
Yeah, 2 smokes left on Cloud9, but they need to actually hit some shots here. Taking a lot of damage. Doing a very good job of playing the clock, playing the bomb. Oh, nice flick from nothing, though. Instant headshot on Draken, but it's still a 1v2. And Exist, he's got the drop on him. Shroud now has to hunt this guy down, and he's only got a Tech9. This is perfect for Exist. He's going to be quicker on his feet, and he can get that one-shot headshot if he wants it.
Yeah, there's no chance. Shroud has to back off, and Exist won't even allow him. That's a big win for NiP. It's been close a couple of times, and in fact, it's been so close that Cloud9 losing that round, they're instantly back to ecoing. So now NiP actually have a chance to really get a lot of rounds on the board. This is an incredibly intense game. Just a reminder, we're playing for a spot in the semi-finals here. This is not nothing, ladies and gentlemen. This is everything on the line for both these teams. They've been struggling for a long time, and maybe especially NiP have been out of the loop for, yeah, longer than you can even count. If they can make it back even to a 3rd map, that would truly be something.
Just glad to see that it's still so dead even between these teams. DreamHack Vegas was so tight between both of them. It continues to be just a joy of a match to watch. And while Cloud9, Anders, they've bought. They've spent everything here. They had no bank left. They have invested everything in this round apart from Ska. He's the only one holding on to just a little bit of money here, trying to still play for that op. But this is such a calm approach from NiP. Draken just standing boldly out in the middle of A main, looking for somebody to take a peek.
It's a kind of a nice jump from Automatic. Because if you just jump regularly or right behind that box and someone's there with the AWP, you're done. Stewie, can you find the kill on anyone in that squeak door? It looked like Rez was about to give him the chance. Molotovs are in. Not exactly a great time for Skadoodle, but doesn't actually take that much damage.
Yeah, I'm surprised. And that's going to prompt the smoke. Stewie, he's thinking about it. Draken is ready for this now. There is no way, Stewie, not a second time. Sure enough, not gonna happen. He still finds the shot. Unbelievable. How does he do it? And now, well, it is going to be the explosion onto the B site. Sure enough here for NiP. Forrest with the opening kill, the entry. Nothing looking to trade, but it's not going to be happening for him. Forrest with the double kill, and that pretty much snuffs the round here for Cloud9.
It's a really good change of pace for NiP. Swift decision to get onto this bomb site. Not too much waiting around. Bit of a failed grenade, but they should be able to get them and get the bomb down. No problem. Get right. Going for that plant. Not my favorite thing in the world, but still should be very hard for Cloud9 to get any kind of a retake going.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Automatic and Stewie should just back off and save. You can leave Ska closer with the CZ75, but yeah. I like this decision here from Cloud9. They realized that this was a bit of a gambit on their part, that they were looking to take a risk and hope to win a force buy. When it's not going to pan out and you have another round of eco staring you in the face, salvage what you can. And I don't think NiP should go out hunting either. It's not like they have mountains of cash either in the bank.
Absolutely not. We'll tie up the scoreline at 4-4. Forrest still leading the charge here. Stewie on the other team. And Automatic close behind. These are the ingredients you need for just an explosive game. As it was on Train, I mean, it's true, Cloud9 did win 11-12 if you count the last round of the first half on Train, so it's technically 12 consecutive rounds to win the game. But it wasn't like NiP didn't try, you know, they certainly had some great rounds where they were really close. So could be a similar sort of thing. Technical timeout here, so just got to wait a little bit to sort out whatever issues are popping up, and then we should get back into it. But yeah, at 4-4, it could go pretty much any way. Either way you want.
A bit of a chat going on here on Cloud9 side. Wonder what the technical timeout is due to here. It's been pretty smooth sailing so far. 4 best of 3s in one day today. We have another 2 best of 3s coming up after this one.
Yes, indeed. I mean, the overtime in the first game, even if it was 2 maps, it was still interesting. Already, who would have thought? Na'Vi in the semi-finals?
I definitely did not think that. I thought G2 would have it.
Yeah, Na'Vi have been looking like a strange team, but then some of their players, I mean, the return of Guardian is one of the talking points, right?
Mm-hmm. And Seized. And Seized. Seized has stepped up individually as well, it seems. But I still thought that G2 had enough to get out ahead, right? Between Shoxy and Kenny. Shoxy not too happy with his inability to frag right now as the endgame leader, but I mean, it's still, you have, you know, these heavy hitters in the form of Kenny, really, just Kenny.
The 9th round is coming up. Technical issues have been sorted out thanks to the admins for clearing all of that up, or league ops, as I believe they call it here. Quick out into the middle, no fear at all for Get Right. Molotov in the sandbags, making sure that everything is worked out just fine. This is great. What a play, because now they control pretty much all of mid. Shroud, though, is here with the CZ75 and not going to win the fight. That would have been big.
How was that not a headshot? It looked like it was a headshot. Get Right. He's got to be counting his lucky stars. Nothing, a little bit frustrated. Looks like he will be able to recover that CZ. And so now we'll Get Right fall for this. Sure enough, he will get the drop on him. 2 kills with the UMP. A lot of nade damage. Now it's a team nade as well. And now Automatic looking to take advantage of it. He's going to spray down Draken, and Get Right finally falls to Stewie. The UMP is coming into play in a big way here for Cloud9.
Making their way up highway. Forrest is actually right there to spot them. Ready and waiting, and it's going to be a headshot. No issue at all. Automatic with the refrag. Still a 2-on-2. This is way too much of a close round for NiP. This should have been no problem at all. They had the mid control. They had the vents as well. They could have just funneled up and went up highway everybody.
And Rez is checking the back line as well. I like this. Very good awareness here from the young Swede, the new addition to NiP. Cannot get caught off guard by Automatic, and he will not. Automatic tagged down at 36. He does have the AK, though. He tried.
In Indonesia, communities come together to help out in wedding celebrations. As preparations for such a special event can be physically and mentally exhausting on the happy couple, it's important for them to stay healthy. For the bride, her true beauty starts from within. And it begins with being healthy. After all, what's a wedding without a beautiful bride? Drink UC 1000 vitamin with 1000 milligrams of vitamin C to help strengthen your immune system and to keep you healthy. Healthy inside, fresh outside.
yo era un hijo de puta, ahora soy peor, ahora soy peor, ahora soy peor por ti. Sigue tu camino que sin ti me va mejor. Ahora tengo a otras que me lo hacen mejor.
Of slowing down the pace here in NiP. Look at how spread out Cloud9 are. Still looking for information. Stewie spots them out on short, so that's a good thing to go off of.
Skadoodle smoking them off. NiP are in a weird position. Now, it looks like they want to rotate a little bit back towards the squeak door. I think they're indecisive right now.
Oh, they're rotating back to B is what's going to happen. The single nade to go out. And now, it looks like with Exist hanging around vents, they have a man pushed all the way up in connector. That's Draken. Exactly. Thank you, observers.
And Draken covering the high ground as well, so there's just 5 seconds. The bomb will go down, and NiP, surely they won't try and retake this Cloud9. Stewie, I'm not even sure why he's posturing right here. It isn't worth it. Go back.
Keep Skadoodle alive. Make sure that Skadoodle does not get flanked.
Cloud9 have no money at all, so NiP have done a fine job, and well...
Really not a fan of Ska being in the middle like that.
No, I would... I don't know. 2 versus 4, the bomb is down, you've got no money at all, you risk those 2 rifles. That's very tricky indeed. 13 health, sorry, on Stewie. So see if they can find him at all. There is a Molotov on res, but can't be there in time, obviously. So, another round, 6-4, favoring the Swedish side. Playing on the T side as well. It doesn't necessarily say that much, though. This is the sort of map where you can get a lot of T rounds and still end up losing.
It's if your aim is in, right? If your aim is in, you have those AKs, you can just start popping headshots left and right. I really appreciate that mid-round call, though, that adjustment made from NiP, deciding to back off of A, that it was too hot, that they didn't have enough map control going over towards that side of the map, and just rotating back over towards B. Very quick thinking. That's what we need to see more of, right? Not just going in like automatons, being like, okay, we're going to A, and no matter what you run into, we're still going to A.
I was talking to Freiburg, as we do have this tactical time, I was talking to Freiburg backstage yesterday, and he said him and Forrest had a sort of philosophy that says you trust in your flashbangs, don't just throw them for nothing. In this particular situation on the B bomb side, nothing actually threw a flashbang into the bomb side from all the way from middle, he just threw it in upper, and Shroud was there with the FAMAS, but you could tell that Shroud wasn't committing to that fight. You know, he's still sort of, you know, playing the peak game around the box, and maybe that should have been the play instead. Say, you know, nothing counts the free throws, and then Shroud just goes and fights, because that might have been one of the only options there, so...
You have to commit when it comes down to it. Oh, the Molotov, not quite going to work out for Stewie. He remains. Does he? The thing is, like with Stewie, you know, you're always wondering, like, does he push now? Now that he's seen 2 Molotovs, he knows that 2 players are here in B halls. Does he push or not?
Oh, he's calling in Shroud. This is very good play.
The old bait and switch.
Yeah, if they can, especially because no one's Molotov that corner, so Stewie probably feels a bit safe. Shroud not going to take a peek just quite yet. NiP have got the bomb dropped back. They don't want to give any openings here to Cloud9.
Cloud9 are playing this eco as if it was like a standard round, 2-1-2 setup. We'd kind of like to see a little bit more of a cheat going on from them. Maybe stack a site here with 4, or try and push aggressive mid. You know, try and do something to change it up. Because now NiP are just working their way towards A main. They're about to get mid control as well, it looks like.
I think Get Right spotted out Stewie a bit aggressive, so now NiP are starting to wonder, where do we go with 35 seconds? It could get very scary if you don't make it onto a bomb site in time here. We've already seen that on map 1, down under the 30-second mark. They still haven't found a target. They're just holding on to it right now, Cloud9. This could be a bit of a disaster for the NiP team. They've done such a great job getting the lead. Don't give it up to Pistols and 1M4, but nothing is holding close with the P250. One flashbang, a follow-up as well, and nothing will pick up the kill. Rez gets the refrag on Stewie, at least an automatic nearly picks it up. Nothing still has a double, and the AK picked up, but he's going to get taken down by Draken. And that's the end of the round. Draken coming up with 2 big kills. He's not had a good game, and also Rez stepping it up in that round. So 7-4, and NiP hold on in spite of what could have been a disastrous round.
That's where you need that those feel-good kills in the anti-ecos, right? Get some confidence so that you'll hit those headshots when you get into the buy round following this. And now we have the change, Anders. Look at this double op on CT side for Cloud9. Young Stu has got an AWP in his hands once again. Very quick boost, though, from Draken looking towards mid. That peak, but is it going to work? Stewie! This is amazing. He sees the nade go through as well. Has to think that a boost is going to be coming. Question is, does he get caught by Exist? This is where it gets awkward, but no. Finds the shot on Draken, who walks right into it.
What did he even shoot? It looked like he shot his foot. That's not supposed to get a kill. I actually need to see the replay of that. That was too quick.
He just, you know, this was actually, turns out we're playing Wanted. Yeah. He bent the bullet around the corner.
What an absolutely tragic movie. Nothing in automatic are holding far back on the A bomb site. Far enough back that they should not easily get Molotov. Oh, Stewie with a flick on Forrest down the middle. He's come alive and is ready to play. Now it's 5 versus 3, and NiP trying to make that out. Get Right gets a kill on nothing. But you have to think it might not be enough here. Flick coming out from Stewie, not quite getting it with a pistol either. And Rez gets the kill. Instead, it's a 2-on-3. Skadoodle, can he get the bomb? No one is covering, and that's what I always complain about. What is everyone else on the team doing at that particular point in time? Rez, if the flames spread, he's done. He doesn't want to complete the actual plant with the Get Right in middle. They can't even help each other out.
Oh, they're never going to expect Get Right, though. Look at this. Moving up short. Get Right, he's going to catch Shroud in the back if he keeps opening this angle up. And now he's got Shroud firmly boxed into that little triangle. Skadoodle, no idea, and this is a perfect play coming in from Get Right, pre-firing on Shroud. They know, they're hunting, and Rez will find a shot. There we go, that's right, time to get hype. Finding a way in what looked like an impossible situation there for NiP. They were all so low, but what's more frustrating is Stewie gets both opening kills, and then all of a sudden the remaining players for NiP, they're invincible. You just can't kill them.
That's a really strange round, and I don't even know how they lose that one. When the bomb isn't planted, Cloud9 could have definitely done a better job at the end. Now we'll get back to Pistols here, and NiP up to 8 rounds. It's looking so good for the Swedish side. It's looking good even now. You're starting to think maybe for a 3rd map. It could be happening. If you are just joining us, it was Cloud9 that picked it up on Train. First map that NiP picked. It is delightful to see NiP come alive with such form here in the first half. They've won the last 6 rounds.
Yeah, they have come alive, Anders, you're right. They have really woken up. And close rounds as well. the clutch rounds that they weren't able to pick up on T-side train, we're seeing now here, just developing for NiP, and they're in a fantastic position to end this. Worst case scenario, 9-6. I mean, worst case scenario would be 8-4, obviously, but they should really be able to lock this down. There's only a single player, and that's Skadoodle on the A site.
Yeah, not standing much of a chance. One thing is the weapon, another thing is the fact that they have all the grenades on NiP's side. So many of these positions, the high ground train, spawn, you're not just going to get a free shot at anybody here. And NiP using them as well. Jordan getting onto the bomb side and Automatic looking for a 1D on somebody. Good flashbang in and nothing will get a headshot on Exist. Now NiP sort of wondering, maybe slowing down a bit too much. They will get the kill on nothing and Automatic not going to be able to get any kind of random shot coming in. Draken will pick up one. And now it's 2 versus 4. With 17 seconds, the bomb will be going down.
Ample time. Automatic tries to be the hero, charging through the smoke. And Get Right finds the last kill on Shroud. Well done. Well done by NiP. Despite the fact that they did walk into the stack, Cloud9 kind of hesitated, and that put them out of position. I always love to see that flash, though, from nothing. That's like the RPK flash as well. RPK loved to throw that one. So effective.
Yes. Almost impossible to dodge. See what happens in the 14th round here. Double AWP from Cloud9. Absolutely a change of pace. What will the result be? Certainly they're going to try and see if they can get the last couple of rounds here. 9-6 is still pretty competitive for Cloud9, I think. I mean, it's not great, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. A bit of a fake going on here with the smokers being up and Skadoodle holding on the other side of the smoke, trying to edge his way in, and somehow Draken a bit too early on the shot. Skadoodle taking down Get Right as well. And Cloud9 now with a chance to win it. Stewie picking up for it. And it's finally going to be a refrag for Exist. The Stewie is jumping out in the middle of the map. But 2 versus 4, you have to think that that's all Scar needed to do.
Absolutely. He did more than enough. He could have picked up the first kill and backed off, and that would have been sufficient. Instead, going for the hero play and making it work. If they end this at 9-6, Cloud9, they win the pistol round, and they're right back into the thick of things here with NiP. A little bit of pressure here on the Swedes in a 2v4. This would be a monstrous clutch for them to pull off. And it will be the boost into mid. Exist and Rez working together as a duo.
Very careful work coming out right now for the Swedish team. They can do some damage here. I mean, Cloud9 are actually going to suffer in the next round. They've got no money in the bank at all. So if you take away an M4 or something, that's a player next round that's going to have no grenades, basically. So every kill really matters. NiP have plenty of money. They don't give a damn about losing these rifles. Has no impact on them at all for the 15th. So opening up Squeak, going for a bit of a spray. And Rez can get close enough to make this really count. Shroud gets one. Rez trying to transfer it on, but 2 kills is better than nothing in a round like this. That makes it 9-5. And we're going to go to the 15th round here. We'll see the economy for Cloud9, even winning the round. It's not looking great, but maybe they can pick up the 6th after all. It's a great job from Skadoodle.
I love some of these camera shots that we get with the fans sometimes, because that guy was wearing the lifted hat that Flusha had. You remember that one?
Yeah.
With the Fnatic jersey. Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well played. But enough of that, enough of that. Let's get into it, because this is the 15th round, last round of the first half. Fully bought up on both sides. No double AWP, however, for Cloud9. A little bit frustrating there. Stewie has been hitting shots. He's had quite a presence in mid. But instead, he's like, oh, I'm not in mid, so I'm just going to go ahead and charge in and just go in, no problem. No nades, he does it again.
I was about to say, the crazy thing about that setup is the fact that Skadoodle was holding the angle behind him. So if you peek that on the stairwell from the C side, you're going to get shot with the AWP, and even if that misses, Stewie's right in front of you, so...
You think that he's getting support, but no. Oh, and Ska. How do you play this, Ska? He decides to play it safe. Okay, and he walks right into Rez. But Stewie is right over the squeak door. Not a common position at all.
No, once the smoke fades, he gets spotted, though, so he has to make his way out. Very low on health. He only has flashbangs to buy time. Now they've made their way in, and Rez is going to check it immediately. That's a great second kill for him. He will get shut down, but Draken was there to refrag it, so that's quite a good position. Shroud in nothing. 2 versus 3 to try and save this one for the American side. They're moving towards the A-bomb side, and Draken might be calling it in, saying, listen, I've got the backline covered. This is all good. You just come here and put the bomb down. That might not be entirely true.
They'll have mid opened up by Exist as well. It doesn't really matter. Get Right is there now, joining the party. trap, not able to connect with the headshots there. That's exactly what he needs. He's tapping away, and so long as GetRight stays pinned down, it's not going to happen for him, but the flash allows him to dash onto the site. And there is the flame from Exist to end it. 10-5 at the end of the first half. T-side here for NiP. Second map of this best of 3. NiP battling to stay alive here in this quarterfinal.
I mean, I don't want to be that sort of person, but we've already seen NiP win a 10-5 half once, and it didn't really work out in the last map, so hopefully it won't be something similar here. What a great first half. We'll see how the second half plays out once we get to it right after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Cloud9 and NiP. Second map, second quarterfinals. The score currently is 10-5 in favor of NiP. They got those 10 rounds on the terrorist side. Now they're going to blink the CT side. This is very exciting. We could go to a third map, or it could be another magnificent comeback for Cloud9. We're about to find out. Tell your friends, get everyone watching. It's only the second quarterfinal. So much to come still. It's amazing, and this stage is just looking fantastic. You just saw on the shot here. Cloud9 picking up 2 smokes and a Molotov in the pistol on the T side. A sign that they've got a bit of a contact execute coming up here, I think, against NiP.
Yeah, waiting like this. I like this from Automatic, making sure that NiP, if they were to go aggressive and get that flash into A main, he's not going to have to worry about it. They seem to be ready to pull the trigger here. Cloud9, it's going to happen very early on. Smoke goes down to block off short and truck. And now from the door, these guys are going to have to just run in and not stop no matter what.
Great flashbangs. Actually, NiP just falling back. They don't even want to try and fight this. They're going to go for the retake instead. Forest is still holding B as the bomb is being planted That's a very late rotation. Could be a real problem. Get Right has got the smoke and the kit. He's over by a truck. Now, if he goes down, make a mental note of where he drops on the map, because that could be very important with that defuse kit. Cloud9 have got everything they need, and even more than that, they've got nothing on the flank in middle, which could be absolutely huge. Now they're trying for it. A little bit of damage coming in there, but Rez takes down Stewie. Automatic tapping away and getting 2 big headshots, looking for more. Oh my god! Automatic with 4 frags. Just like that, they lined it up, and Cloud9 right back in the game at 6-10. What a hero Automatic is.
That was art, Anders. That was a thing of beauty. Let's see it again, please. Or we can see somebody's hands. I think that's nothing. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Wait for it. Boom, boom. Just so, it's like it's a Hollywood movie or something. Okay then, Automatic. And history repeats itself. Cloud9, strong start here in the second half. And it's NiP on the back foot once again. They have the pistols and the Kevlar. They've lost the pistol.
And with Automatic showing up like that, first round of the second half, Stewie's right behind him with 15 kills. Things could once again spiral out of control for NiP. We'll see how their CT side is on this particular map. They have still got plenty of timeouts left if they need them, so if they want to tag in threat and try and get a new perspective, they've got that option, and I hope they use it. Rez is hiding in the corner, but one good Molotov is all it takes.
Again, not going to get Molotov behind the box. And Rez, he was hoping. He's the one with the firepower on the team right now with that UMP. But it's not going to be the case. They just checkered. Check it. Check. 1, 2. And they're moving into mid now, Cloud9. This is it. Nothing eats a massive amount of damage from that grenade.
Draken got the deal. There's a good one tap to take down Stewie. NiP ever so slightly back in the action here. We'll see if they can continue. Get Right with a C-Sed to pick up a kill on nothing now. Cloud9 need to really make up their minds. Go get that bomb plant in. Nice smoke from Automatic. We see that way too rarely, but no one's covering him, so at least the smoke will be. Skadoodle hiding in the corner with the MP7. Get Right landing a kill on Automatic. It's spiraling out of control. Cloud9, it was all going so well. Now they're in trouble. Skadoodle looking to do his best here. Tapping away. Still got 11 bullets. A triple kill for him. And now Rest is coming for him. Can he actually find the shot? Skadoodle will pick it up at the end for the quad kill. Saving Cloud9 in what was an almost disastrous round.
And a disastrous switch. Don't worry, guys. I mean, if you're a NiP fan, sorry. It didn't happen. Cloud9, they won it. They clutched it. Ska once again coming through for his team. The hero here. And we'll get it in the replay, it looks like. Unbelievable that he manages to stay alive. And the last kill as well when he's getting shot in the face. As it goes off, no, we don't get the last kill. Man, I'm amazed that Ska just keeps on managing to pull off these 1vx situations for Cloud9. And that is so disgusting for NiP as well. It happened on train several times, rounds where they really had it in their hands and they let it slip away. And once again here on Cash, that would have been a fantastic turnaround.
You wish more than anything right now that someone would Molotov the sandbags in middle, just because it'd be absolutely hilarious if that happened, because there are 2 NiP members exactly on the same spot and they don't have any smokes or anything, so they can't get out. Doesn't seem like we'll get that kind of a barbecue going, but instead, nothing. Checking out all of the B-bomb side and realizing there's no one here.
Fancy that.
Calling the bomb, get the reinforcements. NiP are starting to rotate in. Surely they can't make their way through here. They've got one flashbang. And then Cloud9 are kind of slow.
Yeah, they really are quite slow. It actually made me think that Cloud9 were going to be so next level that they would go A. Because NiP obviously rotate over when they hear the nades coming into the B site.
Assist. Pop goes the flashbang. It only flashes one person, and Automatic didn't even care about that. He's obviously immune to that sort of nonsense. Picks up another quad kill because why not? Now Forrest just trying to tap away. He's going to get one kill on Skadoodle. But the exit has been covered by Shroud. That will be another round for Cloud9. 8-10. Automatic on 20 kills.
Yeah, clean work. And yeah, Automatic is just starting to take off here. Flash too deep, unfortunately. Great spray control. anti-eco, hard eco for NiP. There was just the faintest of chances there that they could do something with it, but it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
Now, though, Draken has got his op.
They had the flash set up for the middle, right, and not so much for the B-bomb side, so they just improvised it. And fair play. Very dangerous, but nothing really happens out of that particular engagement. Again, we saw this from Cloud9, the aggressive push into main. NiP want to do something similar.
It's necessary. You have to make these information plays on cash.
Oh, you can't get out.
Well, that's awkward. Okay,
Please.
what do you got?
Please don't do this. Stop it right now.
What's
I've never seen anything worse in my life. I want the last 10 seconds of my life back, or erased or something.
No idea.
Give me that gadget from Men in Black and just get me out of here. Imagine if they peek you when that's happening and you just get destroyed. Like, I mean.
Well, that's that meme where the guy's palm is going through the back of his head.
Yeah.
You face palm so hard. Yeah.
Oh God. 19th round here. Right. So a bit of shuffling, a bit of dancing going on the NiP side. Just Rez and Drake and Exist getting a bit too comfortable with each other over on that side of the map. Now they've separated. They've decided if we stay far away from each other, that might be better. Get Right is holding alone here. Forrest is up on the high ground, but they only have one flashbang. Forrest goes down. Get Right out in the open. Where do you stand in that position? I mean, there's not a lot you can do. He goes down, and the rest are just going to save, which they should.
Yep.
9 rounds for Cloud9, just like that.
They're so close to tying it up. But NiP, at least it wasn't so brutal as to they lost 3 players or anything, because now they can still drop UMPs for their teammates if they want and get a semi-reasonable buy going in the next round. Whereas had they lost more than that, Cloud9 would have really been set up to tie things up and plow through. But we're getting the repeat of train here, Anders. Second half, Cloud9 just dominating so far. The next round is, I think, the big one where NiP just need to win. If they want to have a chance here, they just need to win in the next round.
Draken doing a great job making this round expensive for Cloud9, at least. That's what you want to see. Rez chiming in. It's the newcomers doing all the work here. That's quite a big giveaway for Cloud9. Losing that many rifles. Their money's not really that great. Now they have to rebuy 3 of them.
Yeah, they just spent a lot there, actually. It's like, okay, losing 2, but if you're going so far as to lose 3, that's a bit painful. Still, let's see how things roll. We have the AWP on both. Nothing was able to save Skadoodle's off, at least, so it wasn't a total disaster for Cloud9 there on the hunt. But they're 1 round away from tying it up, and NiP, they actually get a fairly decent buy, although their nades, man, there's just no nades to work with. No smokes, and it's 1:39 left in this round. They have no smokes left. Basically, these flashes have become worth, their weight in gold.
Holding on to the last 2 Molotovs could be pretty big if they can manage it. Cloud9 setting up for a default spread. They're just making sure that there's not going to be any sneaking around here for NiP. Stewie wanting to Molotov out the sandbags, but he's not going to catch anyone there either. Still absolutely worth doing if you're going for a mid-take. You don't want to have to change that corner. He turns around for a flash, but that's going to get him killed. Rez did go down, though, so still a pretty even situation right now. The bomb being picked up by Skadoodle. Nothing sneaking his way in over by the other side of the map, and Forrest will win that fight against him. Draken gets the kill on automatic. Now it's a 2-on-3. Skadoodle making it a 2-on-2. Still 50 seconds here.
Exactly. They just need to breathe right now, Cloud9. Just take a breath. You have all the time in the world. You've evened it up. Good on you, Scott, for hitting that shot.
If Forrest doesn't win the fight against Nothing, as he's sneaking in through Toxic there, that's it. The B-bomb side falls immediately. There's nothing they can do. All of Cloud9 were ready to go.
Yep. That was the big frag, no doubt about it. I mean, Observer even thought so. He tried to switch over, but then obviously the action happened mid.
Action everywhere.
Action.
Now look at Draken. He's sneaking in behind them. They're flashing their way in main. He's going to be there in just a couple of seconds. Is he going to be fast enough? He's got the AWP. They round the corner. He sees the back of Skadoodle. The timing is almost unreal. Skadoodle coming back in, and he's down immediately. Now 10 seconds. The bomb will go down for Shroud, yes. Is he going to be a wallbang? He can try it. You can shoot through that box if you're Draken, but he doesn't do it this time. And now Shroud, he's had some big clutches already. Maybe there could be another one in this series. 10-9, and he's in a 1 versus 2. They've got plenty of time with the kit and everything. Spotting him out is Forrest, and they will save the round. NiP making it 11-10, and now they're just 5 rounds away from map number 3. And the economy for Cloud9, I mean, they can probably buy in this round, but that's a big hit.
That's a big hit to the confidence as well. One of the clutches finally going NiP's way. That's a big deal here. the fact that NiP are actually able to pull that off.
What a play from Draken. Imagine how hard that is to do in a 2 versus 2. I'm just going to sneak middle with the AWP. And as a sidearm, I have the USP. So if I run into that, I'm just dead, you know? That was, yeah, quite a cerebral play.
Shroud is going to go ahead and drop that AWP. Okay, so all things considered, not too shabby here for Cloud9. Tech 9, so they have the nades. I like that. Instead of going for the UMPs or even forcing with the Galil. They actually have some utility to work with here. NiP, they looked for a second like they wanted to be aggressive towards A main. It seems like they've thought better of it. 3 players stacked on A, but the rotation is already coming through to actually bolster the defense in mid right now for the Ninjas. Pretty surprised at the confidence here. I'm wondering, I think that Cloud9 right now, they think that, or that NiP think that they're up against an eco around here.
Maybe they do. Draken again taking it upon himself to go for that kind of a push and sneaking in a kill is really big. He was having a hard time earlier, and even on train some of the time he wasn't really landing all the kills. This time he's making the plays himself, and there's a second kill on Stewie. Falling back to the other side and getting back behind the forklift. All he has to do is live. Just get out and stay alive. You're in a 5 versus 3. NiP looking good to win this round. Exist helping out. Skadoodle gonna get 1 kill, but I'm not sure that's enough right now. All of NiP is starting to rotate in, and Draken is low on health. Still creeping forward. He's gonna go down to automatic, and well, just like that, it's a 2-on-2. Skadoodle getting the kill on top of the container, and he's looking for misses 1 chance there on Forest. What a round this is. NiP, they had it locked in, but Cloud9 are still fighting to try and see if they can do this. The bomb getting tapped on once. Spray comes in. Forest picks it up with the AWP. Close range and get right. Whenever you don't know where he is, he's right behind you. That's the rule. 12-9. And NiP picking up another round.
I'm impressed with Forrest's ability to just stay alive in that sort of situation. He knew all he had to do was stay alive around the container and let Get Right have the time to work his way into position for the flank. But at the same time, you know, it comes down to the 2 veterans, because NiP were making some mistakes. They were hunting pretty aggressively. Instead of just letting the bomb get planted and allowing for everybody to get into position to go for the retake, they kept taking duels. You got to be able to rein the boys in. You got to be able to calm down in those sorts of tight spots.
I mean, what was kind of interesting is that they used the bomb to sort of go for the fight and then automatic to fight Forest, right? So they wanted to lure Forest in, Cloud9 with the sound of the plant, but he won it anyway.
Yeah, Cloud9 had a little bit of time to work with there as well. I mean, it's just, you get so zeroed in on what the plan has become. Forrest, nicely timed flash, is going to force him off the angle, but he will get the follow-up there, or at least a shot. Get Right holding mid, big spray down, but this is a hard eco for Cloud9. And Stewie, does this actually work? Make some noise. And now he's missed his chance. Get Right's like, I will collect that frag. 4 kills for him.
He was already top of the scoreboard, but now he's 22, tied with automatic on the other team, actually, who's got 22 as well. 4-round lead, and the fact that they come out of that round with nobody going down is really big. The one thing that can get Cloud9 back in this game and to maybe win the map and win the series would be if NiP's economy is broken. That's the only thing right now that can get Cloud9 back in this, and it's definitely possible, but a flawless round like that goes a long way to helping out the Swedish side in finding map number 3.
Oh, clever.
Something you don't see every day.
Yeah, and Draken is actually pushed into Squeak. Is Draken going to get impatient? Because they pushed into A main as well. This aggression from NiP, they are looking to end it right here. 13-9. We've got that third map, Cobblestone, looming. They rotate off, and based off of this information, they are bouncing back over towards mid, towards B site.
That fall down from Shroud. Plan to make this work.
Just so limited on utility though right now, Cloud9. 2 smokes, a single flash, no Molotovs to make their lives easier here to check some of these angles. When they go into checkered, for example, they're just going to have to trust that there's nobody behind the box until they can actually check it. But there's the defense set up here very passively on the B site for NiP. 35 seconds left, bomb is ready. 4 players here for Cloud9, and it's Shroud who's holding the flank towards A. But now is time to go. You are out of time, Cloud9. You need to commit to this. You cannot leave it down to 10 seconds. You need to find the kills on the B site, and NiP are not showing anything right now. Finally, the peek, and it's automatic, of course, who's going to get the headshot. Cracks Rez, and it's Get Right now. 1v4 until his teammates can show up.
Nothing gets the kill on Exist, trying to push through. He wanted to help out Get Right. It's done. There's no point in fighting this. 2 versus 4. Even with the money, just stay safe. Maybe get exits if you can. Cloud9 with just an excellent execute. But I mean, that whole situation, right? Because Rez is the first one getting the peak. There's no chance that Get Right can help him out. Yeah. You know, Get Right is just waiting there. It should probably have been a situation where there would have been a crossfire between Exist and CT and Get Right, and then Rez can chime in as the last player once they're close enough. But it worked out the other way, so I would say a missed opportunity for NiP. They had everything that round.
Well, this is where you know, the lack of experience could be one thing here, where the nerves, you know, I mean, your tournament life is on the line. You're 3 rounds away from at least buying yourself a 3rd chance here. So Rez maybe just thinking, jump the gun, I gotta be the hero here and actually get the shot, but it's not going to be. Cloud9 back into it. Up to double digits now, 10-13. And that was going to look very grim indeed for Cloud9 if they lost that round. Their economy, they're starting to build it now. Because of so many they had so many players survive the last round.
NiP back with a double AWP. Forrest on one of them. He is very good when it comes down to it. Some of the time, he looks like, you know, you would almost wish he was full-time opening some of the time because he can just hit every single shot. But
then most of the time, I would say, is you're left wanting. That's the purpose of Drekken, though. He's supposed to be the one who's going to be consistently hitting those shots.
24th round here. It's been a bit of a pause in the game. It seemed like there was a lot of action early on. Now everyone is starting to feel the tension. They know it's getting close. Cloud9 really want to mount that comeback and go all the way through with it. Drekken again trying to challenge. It's been working out for quite a while for him, but this time nothing is going to get the better of him. And that's a big kill. Now, are they going to guess that there's a second AWP? Maybe not.
That was a beautiful shot from nothing, though. As clean as it gets. And the man advantage now for Cloud9. 50 seconds left. And Forrest still holding in mid, hoping to spot out the boost, hoping to spot anything here. NiP need some kind of lifeline at this point to get back into this round, and Forrest might be the man to deliver it. Unfortunately for him, he's not watching boost as the 2 players make their way up. Is he going to go for the flick? No, he waits for them, and they line up! Okay, talk about a lifeline. He just got the cable right there. Unbelievable.
Cloud9 panic mode. They needed those players to come in from check it. Now Forrest is there instead, jumping down with the AWP. That might have been too big of a risk. Stewie will take him down. Rez trying to stay alive. Get Right with a blind spray through the smoke, taking down Shroud. 13 seconds left. Rez is going to be dropped, and now from the high ground coming in. Exist with the kill, and there's no more time. Nothing is down. Exist with the last 2 frags, and NiP making it to 14 rounds. Man, these rounds start slow, but they end so explosively. Double kill for Forrest in 1 bullet, and then the race is on.
With Skadoodle's own op as well. Insult to injury. The agony here for Cloud9. They're going to be able to go for the buy, and I'm curious to see, is it going to be the desperation B rush? We have seen this in the past. Has worked in the past. It looks like it is going to be the contact play. Smoke goes down, the flash to lead through. And now do they just wait patiently? Because NiP have got players in mid. Actually, they seem to be very well prepared here for a B-side take. The shots through the smoke. Stewie getting tagged down very low. That's not what you want if you're Cloud9. He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting right now for the North American unit.
Cloud9 have got this chance. They don't have any money if they lose this round. They might just lose the game right here, or at least the map. Shroud with a great headshot to shut down Forrest, but Get Right comes in with the spray. He gets all 3 kills, and that leaves nothing in a 1 versus 3. How is he allowed to do that? Coming out of the bins, they knew it. Now it's all or nothing to hold on to it, and Rez will take him down. That's 15 rounds for NiP, and no money, no bomb plant here for Cloud9. The Swedes may just have done it. 1 map away, or 1 round away, sorry, from getting to map number 3. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I just want to say, this is like just perfect vintage Get Right spray. Known as the king of it. His control.
Speaking of vintage Get Right, it's 27 kills on him.
Yeah, this is so sick to see Get Right playing at this level right now. I mean, he used to be able to spray you from halfway across the map. Seems like he's recovered the ability. Rez spots him right around the corner, and it's looking like the game is up here for Cloud9. They're just going to rush right through the smoke, and Shroud point blank annihilates Rez. Runs right over him. Forrest next to fall in line, and it's going to be 3 players left here for NiP. Cloud9, they might have bought themselves another round here.
Oh, it's the bomb down at least. I was going to say NiP have to think very hard about whether or not they want to try and do this. They don't have any money, so losing this brings Cloud9 probably to 12 rounds. It's a nice Molotov, but I would definitely back out of this very soon. Maybe try 5 more seconds to get a kill. If not, then save the guns.
Yeah, B-side is a nightmare to retake. Running through the choke points, and yep, sure enough, NiP, they're wise, and they just don't really have the bank to be playing around, throwing away rifles. Much better to back off and save the guns. You want Draken to survive. I mean, he hasn't even used a single nade, Anders. He's got a full complement. Perfect for the next round here for NiP if all 3 stay in this. And there we go, Cloud9 backing off.
So when Rez spots them in checkered, I think it's a really good move for him to throw out that Molotov. Like that's maybe one of the safest plays he could have done in that situation. Another alternative would have been to try and sort of flash himself into a fight or something like that, right? So he actually plays it really safe. It's just that the flashbangs that come through the smoke in B main, they're so good that they just don't stand a chance. Running through smoke, Tech9 first, it's a classic.
Yeah, and just the key to that, and I think what we didn't quite see in the round before, is just no hesitation. Just fully committed to just running in there non-stop and finding headshots, just overrunning the defense. That's the whole point. And so for Cloud9 now, I want to see this kind of strategy from them when they have rifles as well. Just get in there, show no fear, and run NiP over. It's giving time for NiP to breathe and find that confidence again. That's the dangerous bit.
That was Draken taking a shot on nothing. Over by the B bomb site, and he's immediately going to relocate himself, which is the most annoying kind of AWP play you could possibly play against, one that moves around all the time. Draken has been doing a pretty good job, I would say, of that actually so far in the game.
Yeah, very mobile. It looks like NiP are just giving him the space to go ahead and make that work. Get right, pushing aggressive mid. Is he going to go straight into garage? This is wild. Man advantage, and he's still going aggro. Rez finds a shot over on the B side of things. An automatic caught reloading his weapon. A disaster for Cloud9. Getting picked off one after another. Finally, Skadoodle will go ahead and drop Get Right. But it's still a 2-man advantage here for NiP in the map point.
Probably not necessary for Get Right to still stick around in the 5 versus 2, but you have to think right now, with all the kills that he has, with how much he's done for this team, he was just in the zone. He's actually 1 kill away from the 30 bomb. But in a 2-on-4 here, you don't see very many options for Cloud9 to make it out. Exist is actually covering this long line down highway. He's going to know that they're coming. Hits a headshot on Skadoodle, so he's very nearly gone. And here comes the follow-up. The flashbangs. Forrest with the kill in the second, and it's 16-11 in favor of NiP Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to map 3 here of the second quarterfinals. What a game this is. I don't know what's going to happen on Cobblestone, but for sure it's going to be wild.
Somehow they found it. It was looking exactly like Train all over again. Cloud9 with the pistol, the strong start, the lockdown in the second half. This time, however, NiP, they're showing that Cash used to be our playground. It is once again. We found the directions. We found our old map with the X marked on it for success.
Absolutely amazing. We are going to throw it over to the experts. I look forward to hearing everything they have to say. Alex, did you enjoy that game?
Absolutely, Anders. There's no doubt in my mind. We get a third. It's kind of what we wanted. I think even Cloud9 fans are not going to complain that they get to see a third display. NiP, of course, are going to be ecstatic, as are my analysts, none other than Freiberg and YNK. A third, we go to Cobble. Yanko, at the very start of this, you said it's only fitting that it would be Cobblestone. 3 years ago, these two teams met. Admittedly, the roster's significantly different. You wouldn't be here otherwise. And we do get to see now what happens on Cobblestone. But first we have to understand exactly what went wrong on Cash. Yanko, we're going to throw this one to you to start things off. We described NiP's style as loose, and has it been rewarded again this time?
I mean, it was pretty much the same thing that we saw in group stages. Yes, in some of the rounds they had better use of Molotovs, for example, when they wanted to go away. But in the end, it was most of the time based on picks, based on spreading around the map and making a call early on. I think Cloud9 actually had a bit of tunnel vision early on because we had the exchange exchange of, Cloud9 won the force buy, then NiP won like a half buy of their own, and you could see later on in the half when Cloud9 actually went for the double op that we were talking about and for those aggressive plays, that's when they could pick up gun